Esther 3:1. After these things, King Ahasuerus promoted Haman. Haman gets a job promotion. The son of Hamadatha the Agagite. Father. Hamadatha was Haman's dad, and advanced him and set his seat above all the princes who were with him. Haman put above the princes. After these things, King Ahasuerus promoted Haman, the son of Hamadatha the Agagite, and advanced him and set his seat above all the princes who were with him. Esther 3:2. And all the king's servants who were within the king's gate, all the king's servants within the gate bowed and paid homage to Haman, or homage. All the king's servants bowed to Haman, for so the king had commanded concerning him. Bow down to Haman, everyone. And all the king's servants who were within the king's gate bowed and paid homage to Haman, for so the king had commanded concerning him. Esther 3:2. But Mordecai would not bow or pay homage. Mordecai didn't bow down. Then the king's servants who were within the king's gate said to Mordecai, "Why do you transgress the king's commands? Why don't you obey the king?" Mordecai and the king's servants. Now it happened when they spoke to him, every day the king's servants spoke to Mordecai, and he would not listen to them. Let's read it again. But Mordecai would not bow down or pay homage. Then the king's servants who were within the king's gate said to Mordecai, "Why do you transgress the king's command?" Now it happened when they spoke to him, and he would not listen to them, Esther 3:4, that they told it to Haman. Guess what Mordecai is doing? To see whether Mordecai's words would stand. And I need to draw a picture of words standing. Mordecai versus Haman. Will Mordecai be tolerated? For Mordecai had told them that he was a Jew. The king's servants and Mordecai. I'm Jewish. So I added this. He's Jewish. Mordecai does not bow down. Everybody else bows down, and Haman is mad. They told it to Haman to see whether Mordecai's words would stand, for Mordecai had told them that he was a Jew. Esther 3:5. When Haman saw that Mordecai did not bow down or pay him homage, Haman saw that Mordecai did not bow down. Haman was filled with wrath. Haman was angry. But he disdained to lay hands on Mordecai alone. Haman didn't want to just get Mordecai, for they had told him of the people of Mordecai. Haman wants to get Mordecai and his people. When Haman saw that Mordecai did not bow down or pay him homage, Haman was filled with wrath, but he disdained to lay hands on Mordecai alone, for they had told him of the people of Mordecai. Esther 3:6. Instead, Haman sought to destroy all the Jews who were throughout the kingdom of Ahasuerus. Haman wanted to destroy all the Jews who were in the king's kingdom. Instead, Haman sought to destroy all the Jews who were throughout the kingdom of Ahasuerus, the people of Mordecai. No more Jewish people in the kingdom. In the first month number 1, in the first month, which is the month of Nisan, I don't know, in the 12th year of King Ahasuerus, in the 12th year of the king. Let's read that again. Instead, Haman sought to destroy all the Jews who were throughout the kingdom of Ahasuerus, the people of Mordecai, in the first month, which is the month of Nisan, in the 12th year of King Ahasuerus. Esther 3:7. They cast Pur, which is the lot, before Haman. There's Haman, making a decision by lot, like rolling dice. They cast pur, which is the lot, before Haman to determine the day, which day, and the month, which month, until it fell on the 12th month of Adar. 12th month, this will be the month either to annihilate the Jews or to go in to talk to the king. They cast pur, which is the lot, before Haman to determine the day and the month until it fell on the 12th month of Adar. Then Haman said, Esther 3:8. Then Haman said to King Ahasuerus, there's a certain ethnic group, scattered and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of your kingdom. They're scattered throughout the provinces of the kingdom. They're mixed in with the people of your kingdom. Their laws are different from all other peoples. They have different customs than us, and they do not keep the king's laws. The king's laws, they don't keep them. They have their own laws. Haman's telling the king. Then Haman said to King Ahasuerus, there is a certain people scattered and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of your kingdom. Their laws are different from all other peoples, and they do not keep the king's laws. Esther 3:8. Therefore it is not fitting for the king, it's not the best thing for the king, to let them remain. Don't tolerate the Jews. You can stay here. Stop the Jews. If it pleases the king, let a decree be written. Let something be written that they be destroyed. Destroy the Jews, Haman tells the king. Therefore it is not fitting for the king to let them remain. If it pleases the king, let a decree be written that they be destroyed. Esther 3:9. And I will pay 10,000 talents of silver into the hands of those who do the work. Haman will pay 10,000 drachmas? I'm not sure. To the king's administrators. I think I got that wrong. To bring it into the king's treasures. Bring the silver into the king's treasuries. I will give 10,000 talents of silver. 10,000 Haman will pay. And I will pay 10,000 talents of silver into the hands of those who do the work, to bring it into the king's treasuries. Esther 3:10. So the king took his signet ring from his hand. I'm not sure which finger. So the king took his signet ring from his hand and gave it to Haman. The king's ring is given to Haman. Here's my ring. The son of Hammedatha the Agagite. Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the enemy of the Jews. Haman, enemy of the Jews. So the king took his signet ring from his hand and gave it to Haman, the son of Hammedatha the Agagite, the enemy of the Jews. Esther 3:11. And the king said to Haman, the money and the people are given to you. The money and people are given to Haman to do with them as seems good to you. Do whatever you want with these resources. The king and Haman. Then the king's scribes were called. Come here, scribes. On the 13th day of the first month. The 13th day of the first month. And the king said to Haman, the money and the people are given to you to do with them as seems good to you. Then the king's scribes were called on the 13th day of the first month. Esther 3:12. And a decree was written. According to all that Haman commanded. Whatever Haman commanded was put into the decree. Announcement. To the king's satraps, I don't know how to say that, satraps, to the governors who were over each province, to the officials of all people to every province according to its script. A decree was sent out to each governor over each province, or of each province. And a decree was written according to all that Haman commanded to the king's satraps, sounds funny, to the governors who were over each province, to the officials of all people, to every province according to its script. Esther 3:12, and to every people in their language. I just wrote Spanish, Urdu, Tagalog. To every people in their language. In the name of King Ahasuerus it was written and sealed with the king's signet ring. Sealed, so I think they put some wax down and then sealed it with the ring, and that's the promise. Sealed with his ring. And the letters were sent by couriers. I think these are messengers. Messengers sent out the decree. I have a boat, walking, and a horse. The decree was written, sent out to every people in their language. In the name of King Ahasuerus it was written, and sealed with the king's signet ring. And the letters were sent by courier. Esther 3:13, into all the king's provinces to destroy, to kill, and to annihilate all the Jews. Destroy, kill, and annihilate all the Jews. That announcement was sent to all the provinces, both young and old. Young people will be destroyed. Old people will be destroyed. Jewish people. Little children and women. Little children and women will be destroyed. So couriers went into all the king's provinces to destroy, to announce, to destroy, to kill, and to annihilate all the Jews, both young and old, little children and women. Esther 3:13, in one day. Destruction in one day. I wonder how many people that was. On the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month of Adar. 13th day of the 12th month. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th month. And to plunder their possessions. Take all of their stuff. Take all of their possessions. Kill them. Take their stuff. In one day, do all this. On the 13th of the 12th month, which is the month of Adar, and to plunder their possessions. Esther 3:14. A copy of the document was to be issued as law in every province. This is the law, to kill and plunder, sent to all the provinces, being published for all people that they should be ready for that day. Be prepared for that day of destruction. Oh no. The couriers went out, hastened by the king's command. Hurry, hurry, hurry. We need to hurry. Messengers go out. A copy of the document was to be issued as law in every province, being published for all people that they should be ready for that day. The couriers went out, hastened by the king's command. Esther 3:15, and the decree was proclaimed, the Jews will be destroyed. In Shushan the citadel, like the fortress. So the king and Haman sat down to drink. But the city of Shushan was perplexed. What's happening? What in the world? People from the city of Shushan. What's going on? And the decree was proclaimed in Shushan the citadel. So the king and Haman sat down to drink. But the city of Shushan was perplexed.